subgroup, and you have to go through that, and you will given time after once the validity session is over from that till 9 o'clock at the night to do the same. Okay, a very good evening to one and all. Again, for the valedictorian last A session, 12th session of our FDP on the last day on capacity building for academic excellence strategies for effective teaching and research. Today we have with us Dr. Jaspreet Kaur. Uh, Ma'am is professor at Delhi School of Business, and before moving on further, a brief profile about her. She is working as a professor at Delhi School of Business and currently an EFPM scholar at IIM Lucknow. She carries over 16 years of his teaching experience to market research. Ma'am has authored two books on customer relationship management and service marketing. She has published numerous research papers in Scopus and ABDCA category journals. Ma'am serves as an editor and reviewer for reputed journals, including International Journal of Consumer Studies, Journal of Consumer Behavior, Asia Pacific Journal of Marketing and Logistics, Young Consumers, Management Decisions. Ma'am has also been awarded some awards and recognition in the recent past. She has been awarded GRAB's Best Researcher Award in the year 2008, ITSR Best Researcher Award in the year 2020, followed by Best Research and Creative Output Award by Pearl Academy in the year 21-22. Ma'am is a certified AMT faculty at IMA and a renowned trainer in systematic research, meta-analysis, and qualitative research with NIGO, or delivering workshops at IIM, IITs, NITs, and other premier institutions across India. So, we welcome you, ma'am, on part of CPJ College of Higher Studies and School of Law for providing us a session today and enriching us with your knowledge related to research and the use of tools that you are into so that we also become better researchers in the coming future. Jaspreet, ma'am, it's over to you. You can take over the session.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay. Um, I'll be starting with, as I said, qualitative techniques and technology, which is NVivo. So uh, please allow me to share the screen. I'll have to share the NVivo software.
Sure, ma'am.
So this is what is an NVivo software. It is used for qualitative research. That is the major domain that I work in. And just to introduce you to the software briefly, because I understand we have a session till 7:30. So I tell you all the uh, major, you know, types of files that can be put into NVivo, and also the major types of functions that can be done in an NVivo. So, having said that, we can see that qualitative research is more of collection of textual data. So, if you see this particular screen, it's just opening up. Okay, so now um, this is actually a transcript, an interview transcript, which was taken for a paper which got published. It was on sustainability of baby boomers. So it was done on Indian baby boomers. And you see that whichever question we ask, there's an answer to it, and it is absolutely textual. So the answer is like absolutely textual. It has no numbers, it has no SPSS, no nothing. Okay, so we evaluate this with only and only qualitative data. So the process of reducing this textual data into codes, or what we call as thematic analysis, is as follows. So after we get this text, we select some sentences which can be clubbed together. So for example, there was a lady who said in the personal interview that we have been donating old garments and vessels. This was a study done on sustainable consumption of baby boomers in India. So people in India, old people in India, and how are they so sustainable? Okay. So, or what are the sustainable activities they do in their houses? That was the whole research about. So this lady said that we have been donating old garments, vessels, and generally we give it to maids. So we go to a code selection and we create a new code and we call it donation. So this, what I'm doing is called the first order coding. The next two sentences say that in olden days we used to give it to junior, the same garment could be worn for 3 generations. Also, again, right click, go selection, and we say create new, and we name it as, say, inheritance. Okay, and go to code selection to new. Similarly, there's another set of garments which she's speaking about. She says, I don't donate them. They are very, very dear to me. There are some silk sarees which I'm very emotional to. I might not wear them very often because I have worn them in a party, but at the same time, I can't discard them. I can't donate them. I can't give it to family members the way I have done family inheritance of other objects. So here we right click and we say, we create a new code saying reducing for emotions. Okay, or we can simply write sentiment and emotion. So this lady is very sentimental about a certain category of articles, which she's not ready to dispose. Now, this what I've done is called first order coding. We do this to the whole transcript, at least 5 of them. And here on the left side, you can see something called codes. So all the codes that I have made, they have been listed here. And these are what we call first order codes. So first order codes are codes which we start making from these sentences. We start making from paragraphs which look similar to us. Okay. In some versions of NVivo, they are also called nodes. So if not codes, they are called nodes. And once we have done the first order coding, like you see, there are so many codes that I have made. So look, these are all codes made out of qualitative research. So once we have done this qualitative research coding, then we go to clubbing them together on the basis of similarity and making subthemes. Subthemes are further based on our knowledge, clubbed together to make themes. So let me show this to you in to stop sharing this and show you a paper of mine. I'll be sharing the screen again, but let me show you the paper that I'm talking about, because this whole process of Excel coding, where I've done first order codes and then clubbed them together, sub themes, club them together into major themes, has been done in this paper. So this is the paper I'm talking about. It got published. It's 100% qualitative research paper, Q2 ABDC, ABDCB. All right. So if I show you the chart, it's a qualitative research. So yeah, this is the process that I'm speaking about, and this is all that you do. So there are something called first order concepts or codes. There are something called second order concepts, which we also call as sub themes. And if at all there are sub themes which get aggregated, then they can become themes. So here on the left side, you see cultural value, family living, spending time with mother, sharing information with daughters. Similarly, donating to, like we have made it, donating to maids, sharing in family. All these are first order codes. They are constructed on the basis of line to line coding with the personal interview. Now, they are clubbed together on the basis of similarity. For example, the information and the education with the parents, the cultural value given by the family's lifestyle or way of living, spending time with mothers, and sharing information with daughters, all this together has been clubbed together as family informal education. Now, many a times people ask me, is there a software to do so? No, there is no software to do so. even if there is a software to do so, the max it can do is it can club together and bring a second order concept or a sub theme, which is in English language appropriate. So, you know what a software will do if I was not to do this manually? These five, sharing information, information, education, cultural value, family, he will say, the software will say cultural and family information. Okay. So the fact that this was a part of the awareness, the software cannot find it out. Again, the segregation of the first order codes, which spoke about society and how society was giving information about anti consumption, how society was giving information about sustainability, even that is something which only we could have clubbed together. Okay, so that's societal information education. I gave it a name of, we gave it the name of something. So this part was done by my co-author, Dr. Manuel Mogachi. Again, when you get some sub themes which are related, for example, family education, societal education, media, formal education, you can club them together and say that, okay, this was education, or you can club them together and say, okay, this was awareness. You can club them together and say this was spread of knowledge. Whatever major theme that you want to give it a name, you can give it. In the same research, in the same way, we also got these first order codes and sub themes and then themes. So there were first order code, for example, the one that I speak about donation, it's social causes. Donation is a very simple English layman word. We don't generally use it in research, so we made it social causes. So you can see a form of social causes, willing to give less privilege, giving things to household maids. Maids again was something which we were told we should not use, so domestic staff. Giving things to family member, taking actions to support a social cause, XYZ. We clubbed them together and we said this is something to do with donation or humanity or something. We went back to literature, found out a much more appropriate term or a sub theme to this, and called it social. Okay. There were also themes which got clubbed where people said we save on clothes, we save on we save on we don't even throw away an old garment and we use it as dusters. There were people who said that we recycle garments into we stitch them into new garments and save money. So the save money was so much there in disposing of Indian artifacts from the home for domestic sustainability that we then coded this as sub theme as savings. Okay, so we got social causes, we got savings, we got skills of the ladies. So there were quite a few first order quotes which came up where she said that she could make new things out of anything which is unused, which is reused. She said she could cook from leftover food a new food item. She said she could stitch dresses from old dresses. Now, all this recycling was a skill that she had, which maybe we don't have it today. It is the results are those of interviews of baby boomers. So we clubbed all these together and we had to give it a theme name. We had to give it a major theme name and we called it motivation. So these were the major motivations of people to do sustainable acts in India. So they wanted to save, they wanted to be a part of the social cause, they wanted to contribute to the society. Okay, so these are all the sub themes which we clubbed into themes. So this part that I'm doing with you, the coding, okay. So I'll share the NVivo screen again. So this part or this chart making in this line to line coding that I'm doing, it really helps a lot. Does the coding or thematic analysis of course has to be manual, but does the coding happen only line to line or can we put this document into the software and can it give us auto code? So yes, it can give you auto codes. So if these are my codes, these are my files, I can pick up interview transcript and I can go to an auto code and it says identify themes and it starts preparing themes. So it is auto coding, which means it's making codes from sentences itself. And when we finish, we get a hierarchical coding chart. We get a hierarchical coding chart to just be generated. Okay, so that's a hierarchical coding chart. The hierarchical coding chart just doesn't give you the theme, it also gives you the sub-themes. For example, there was a major theme which came up, which was value. And it was seen that while disposing of these garments or while doing any sustainable activity, be it reuse, reduce, or recycle, it was seen that moral and emotional value were very, very crucial. Okay, so in value, moral and emotional value was very, very crucial when it came to values. I think that's auto code. We can do other functions on this too, where we can also do a sentiment analysis. So by putting pencil into sentiment, it will make a sentiment analysis chart also. Okay, so I can also see this in the form of a bar chart, which is this one. So that's the sentiment analysis. If you want to know from any of these bar charts that which are the statements which have gone into very negative, moderately positive, you can just click them and read all the statements. Okay, so these are all the statements which have been built into moderately positive or moderately negative. We can also form a word cloud of the data. So if we go to word frequency, the word frequency will tell you which are the words which are used to the maximum extent. So if I select items and in items I select interview transcript 4, which is my personal interview transcript, and then I go to stemmed words. Stemmed words means that the software takes talking, talkative, and has different words. So the moment we tell it stemmed words, it clubs all the words together. So stem, talking, talkative are all words which come together. So we run query, and it will generate a word cloud. It will take a few minutes. Okay, so that's the word, that's the frequency table, and this is the word cloud. You can also generate a tree map or a cluster analysis with this. They are all 4 options given on the right side. And Vivo trial version can be used for 15 days for free of cost. After that, it will be paid. The word cloud will tell you the words which are most prominent in the center and the words which are less prominent towards the outer periphery of the cloud. It'll take a little bit of time while building. Okay, so that's the word cloud. And if you see the word cloud very well, it shows the words which are prominent in the center, prominent as in with the higher frequency in the center, and the words with a lesser frequency outside. You also see the words which have a higher frequency as larger, and the words with a lesser frequency as smaller in the word cloud. Now, do I have to take this word cloud or can I clean it somehow? Okay, so what can I do? Suppose I want to remove the word think. Okay, and I want to remove the word just. Two words I want to remove from the word cloud because I don't think it is matching with my theme. It doesn't make any sense with these words. So what I can do is I can right click and go to add to stop words and click an OK. Similarly, a little bit of time. I go to just add to stop words and click an OK. Okay. And once I've done that, it's not gone yet. It's not gone yet. I will have to run the query again. So I'll have to tell the software to make a word cloud again. Just making the word cloud again. It takes a few minutes. Okay, so that's the word cloud. Now, if you see this in the word cloud, the words that I wanted to remove have been removed. So the just has gone. Okay, and any words that you want to remove, that will be removed then and there. Okay, so this way you can clean up the chart also. It's not necessary that a word cloud has been generated and we will have to compulsorily take that data. That's not necessary. You can, at any point of time, if you want, get rid of any words that you don't want in the word cloud. Another tool that we use is text search. Text search is generally used when we see that there's a theme that was prevalent in quite a few papers, research papers, but it is not now available. So just imagine that I read some 50 papers on Indian sustainability before I came to this research. And all those 50 papers, or majority of those papers, had the theme of environmental sustainability. All right, so it had the theme of environmental sustainability, but somehow in my research, the theme hasn't come out. Okay, so now what do I do? Because past literature uh, does show that environment was a concern for any person who was going through a sustainable activity. But when the same thing has been done for Indians and all the courts and first order themes have been listed, it seems that that theme of uh, the environment hasn't come up. So I want to check that by chance, be it word cloud, be it coding, be it line to line coding, by any chance have I not left that theme? So is it that I've ignored that theme, or I have left that theme, or I missed out that one theme? So for checking that, I can say environment, and not only environment, if I go into grouping, I can say with synonyms also. So synonyms means not only the word environment, but any word which is a synonym of it in my transcript, interview transcript form, will come out. So I run query. Okay, I run query and I see that yes, in interview transcript, there was one reference of environment. I double click it to see it. And yes, people did mention that they were aware about initiatives of saving environment. So there was a mention of environment which I ideally missed out in all my operations that I did on NVO. So when I did a word cloud, when I did a sentiment analysis, when I did an auto coding, when I did a line to line coding, everywhere I missed out this one code environment, and it was there. How would you know that it's there or not, or how would you know what to write on text search? Now, that is your own knowledge. So, before you come to NVivo or try analyzing any sort of thematic analysis, you have to make sure that you have read the past literature very well. Okay, so if the past literature has been read well, then there will be no problems in analyzing any of this material. Okay, or it will be very easy for you to at least know that, okay, what should I search on the text? Okay, but if you have not read literature at all and you just come to NVivo and said, okay, I'm going to just throw the personal interview transcripts and do the work, then it won't. Okay, also, whenever we start doing coding or thematic analysis or any such function, we have to be very clear that uh, this has to be done with a theory as a base. So, uh, although there is something called an inductive qualitative research where theory might not be important, like grounded theory, etc., research, but most of the times I have to take a theory around which I make my themes. So in this research, the theory that I took was the 3R theory, or reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now, the aim of doing this whole exercise, whether it is being done with personal interviews, whether it's being done with pictures, audios, videos, whatever you're using, the aim of this exercise is that I will be extended a given theory. So if I go to maps, I can make a map which is called a mind map. I can start making it right in the beginning. And that map would look something like this. All right. Now, sustainability is the theme. And as I said, the first thing I'll make in this map is my conceptual model. Reduce, recycle, recycle, and reuse. Recycle, reuse. Okay, I'll make this map. But you can also design this map. On the top, you have 3 orientations that you can take. So I generally take this orientation. Now you will go back to your codes, first order codes, and you will start fitting those codes over here. So when I see donation, donation was nothing but the way the lady described it. I'll insert a child idea, and I will say donation was nothing but a reuse. So yes, reuse was happening in the house through donation. Recycle, as I've explained to you already, was happening with the help of skill of the lady primarily. The men did not have any self skill. Reduction was happening through emotionality. So emotionality was one a parameter we found in sustainable consumers, because of which they did not discard old garments. So when they didn't discard those old garments, especially the one which were very expensive or very dear to them, obviously no new garments was born. So no new garments were born. So these sorts of mind maps we can start making. A mind map is good because I can any at any point of time right click and export it to my paper. Okay, so you just right click it. It says export map. Export it to your paper. Also, it gives me the major codes, sub themes which are coming out of the coding process that I'm doing. Third, when I write my last chapter, which is theoretical implications, it is good to describe that this is what my theory was and this is how I uh, elongated it. So this is how I enhanced the theory of 3R. Okay, so nowadays, whenever we are working on a theory, we ideally start expanding it. We take a base theory and we start expanding it. That's how we uh, go about it. Okay, so that's about a mind map. I can also show you something called a project map. Um, so what do I do in a project map? I drag all my codes. I drag all my codes into the map, and then if I have files from which I had taken those codes, which are my personal interview files, I also drag them into the map. Okay. Now, when you drag them, what happens is that you drag them, you can see that these are the major files from which the codes have come up. So you know exactly which file. It has already made a linkage, and it is showing you which files have no code. So I've sidelined them to one corner, and the rest of them have. Yeah. You can also move these around to place them so that you can understand that these codes came from this file. I think it's much more clearer now that I'm working on the file. Okay, you can say, okay, these codes came from these files. You can place them so that they are visible, that they came from this particular file. And yeah, one more to go. Just arrange this a bit, and it becomes quite difficult when you have too many codes coming up from one file. And you can say, okay, this one code came from this file, and these codes have come from this file. So now it's clearer which code came from which file. So this is just a visual representation of, for example, sometimes what happens is a single code, or maybe, legacy in a family. It is possible that it comes from not only one file, but two, three files together. So we say, okay, it is a major code because all transcripts are saying it, or it's coming out from all transcripts, which means the code must be good. Okay, so that's about the mapping. There's one more map, concept map. So map, right? And in the concept map, we can drag all the codes. I'll drag all the codes over here. And now we can make linkages of the code. So, for example, if I say donation, there are no limitations on files, don't. If I say inheritance and family sharing are connected, so there's a connector over here. I can say these codes are connected. Okay. I can say, for example, so we can say that donation actually came from, say, so this is donation. Donation is a resultant of emotion. So Indians are emotional, thus they donate more. They donate more. So we can make arrows like these. Um, with these arrows, with respective codes or themes, we can build conceptual models. So I'll show it to you I'll show it to you in the paper. I'll show you a conceptual model. So this this is, you can see, this is a conceptual model that we made. So we said that awareness led to action, motivation led to sustainable practices, and then to action. And we did find some moderating factors because, as I said, for example, the skill of the lady was only that of the lady. So, yes, the gender was also uh, one of the variables. All right, so we make a conceptual diagram through a conceptual. So I think we can. I can tell you one more coding of. Yeah, it's not only that we can bring word files into NVivo, we can also bring picture files. So this is a picture file. I'll tell you how to code it. These are all the pictures, videos, audios, whatever you take have to be related to your theme. So while my theme is sustainable consumption, all my pictures, interviews, videos, social media data, everything will be related to the theme. There'll be nothing out of the theme. This is a picture of a recycling. So we select this picture and go to code selection. And this is the picture actually from where I had got skill of the lady, right? So we code it. We can also, because the NVivo doesn't understand pictures, so we can also um, transcribe these picture into words. So the lady had the skill and time and equipment for recycling. All right, and then we mark it, right click, go to code selection. The code of skill of the lady is already made. We just put it into it. And while we are doing this coding, if we go to codes and I check for the code, so how do I know whether this has actually gone into skill of the lady or not? So if you click on any particular code that you have put data into it, so it will show all the references. She has the skill, time, and equipment for recycling. Also, it will also show that which file, which is the picture file in this case, has the content being taken. Any reference of this file, whether it is for skill of lady or whether it is for any other code, it will start pushing all references, references that you are transcribing in the picture and then adding to the code into this file. So any code that you open. So if you open, for example, donation or donate, you will see that line that I pushed into it from my personal interviews. So we have been donating old garments and vessels. It's just that because the source of this reference was the interview transcript itself, and I brought into NVivo data which is written, I didn't have to write it. Okay, so it just had to be highlighted and right click and it automatically could put. You can also drag it inside. So uh, you can even drag the lines into these respective codes. Okay. Our aim is that we should get maximum codes, and that is the reason we bring in audio files, video files, pictures, social media, personal interviews. We try to bring in all sorts of files so that we have an exhaustive list of themes. And an exhaustive list of theme means I will be able to represent a much more complicated or a enlarged category of thematic analysis, which increases my chances of publication of the paper. All right. So yeah, I think it's time up. I'll stop here. Questions, if any, can be put up in the chat. And
You can there is one question in the chat box.
are there any limitations while choosing the file? I've already
Yes,
answered
ma'am.
that. I've already answered that. Just give me 1 minute. I'll have to put my charger. I'll put the laptop on charging. Yes. I've already answered that. Any other questions you have, you can put them up.
Ma'am, no other question right now in the chat box regarding the same.
All right. So then I think we can
Yes, ma'am, we can surely continue further.
I can also so ideally questions come when you start using collecting data and then using these softwares. So in case you have any such questions, you can email me at this. Just read papacy. Is it needed to give prompt while uploading the pictures? No, 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 no. You can straight away upload the picture. So there you go to import, okay? And for NVivo, they are all files, whether they are pictures, still low. Give me one. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, now it's charging. So the files, all pictures and videos and anything that you put into NVivo, for NVivo it's just a file, so it doesn't matter to NVivo whether it's a picture or it's a video. It's just like uploading a file. So you go to import, select the file, click import, and it gets imported away. We can extract data from social media also to import those files away. Any other question?
Ma'am, there is no more question further, Gabita.
Right. Thank you so much. So I think I can wind up my session here.
I think ma'am has taken a break. You guys can put any of your query in the chat box. I think because of some technical issue, ma'am will be joining back again. In the meantime, you can just recapitulate what ma'am has taught, and accordingly, you can think about any query if you have. Okay, participants, due to some reason, ma'am was supposed to leave. There is some technical glitch. Okay, thank you all for your participation, all the faculty members, research scholars, academicians, and people who are from the teaching itself, and any other. Apart from that, everybody, a very heartfelt thank you and gratitude to you all for joining the FDP. And as far as the test is concerned, the link will be shared on the WhatsApp group itself, 8 o'clock, and it will be valid for 1 hour. That is from 8 to 9. So you will have to do that test from between 8 to 9 and submit the same. Also, the feedback link that is already been shared on the WhatsApp group is supposed to be filled by you so that you get your certificates, and the certificates will be generated through the Atal portal only. Once you log in, and once your scroll will be updated there, and based on your attendance, your certificates will be generated. So the test link will be shared on the WhatsApp group itself between from at 8 a.m. at 8 p.m. and will go till 1 hour. Its validity will be till 9 o'clock. Anything else you want to ask? And thank you all, everybody, for being such patient listeners and some good people who have been into participating a lot. And it was a very nice journey. I thank you, and I thank all my entire team who had been working day and night for this to make this FDPA successful. Be it my technical team, be it my organizers, be it my senior management who have provided us with this opportunity. So thank you all. And for more information and updates, just stay tuned to the WhatsApp group on which we all are connected since all 6 days. So thank you so much, and hope to see you guys again in the future FDPs that we will be conducting. Thank you so much. Yeah, yes, Sumal ma'am, you can leave now, and the test link will be shared in the WhatsApp at 8 p.m. Thank you so much.